This is Alexander TV, and in this video, I'll be discussing the Acer Asphire 1 and also the history of portable computers. So let's start with the history of portable computers. In 1989, computers really were not portable. If you just take a look at this thing, the Macintosh SE, it's huge. At least compared to modern computers. And if we turn it on, it is fairly simple. Better than most computers of the time, because you wouldn't have to connect a separate tower. Just one unit and you connect the keyboard and mouse. And any of the compact Macs were actually relatively portable compared to other computers of the time. Compact Macs were especially portable due to the handle. But what if you didn't want to bring a mouse, a monitor, a tower, or anything else like that? Or you didn't want to bring along a keyboard? Then, lucky you, because laptops are actually beginning to be a thing. It's huge. And, I would not want to bring this along with me. It's very heavy. So, what would you do? Well, there was a solution, and you could even put it into your pocket. It was smaller and definitely thinner than most phones at the time. The Sharp OZ7000 Wizard Electronic Organizer. My unit here still works. It'll let you use a calculator. You could write stuff, write down telephone numbers. 1989 was the time back when this was released. There are more features. Also, if you were to get special cards, you could actually do more things if you insert special cards. This is just the protective card for the basic functionality. But you could also get a card for using BASIC, which would make it an actual computer, essentially. Cards for games, cards for all sorts of things. What if you want a true computer? One that you could bring along with you? Well, one of the first really small laptops that was a full computer was the Newton eMate. It looks weird. It's got a touch screen, which is something that modern Macs don't have. It's got a full keyboard, and it's nearly a full computer. I mean, it runs the Newton OS, which really isn't as much of a computer OS as it is a PDA OS, but then things like the Wizard Electronic Organizer were more like PDAs anyways. Such options were pretty limited, but you could do certain things with them. Now let's go over to 2003 or 2004. Well, back then, you might say there were phones. So, what would you really need a computer for? Well, phones were still like this. This is one of the better ones. In 2004, laptops are already a more portable thing. Not something like this. This HP is massive and very heavy. But there were smaller options. This is actually a very big laptop for the time. Laptops back then were typically smaller than that. And this one still works. But what if you need something even smaller? The PowerBook G4. It was smaller, had more features, better display, better nearly everything, and definitely better keyboard. And in fact, you could still watch YouTube on this today. That's something that these fail miserably at these days. But what if you need something even smaller? Sony's got you covered. Sony Vaio. Very small. Like, very, very small. But what if you need something even smaller? Wow, if you've gotten to the point where you need something smaller than the Sony Vaio P, then I do not know what you must get. Wait a minute. Yes, I do. Netbooks. Like this HP Mini. And look at it. It's still working. These were typically kind of slow. All of the computer features
were there. And this was, in fact, a full computer.
Just slower, of course. Slower. You need the size of this. With the power of this. Then you need the Acer Asphire 1. It's more powerful than weird green things or HP Minis. It looks even cooler. And it's got a lot more storage. This is a few megabytes, but at this point this is obsolete and no one buys these. This has 8 gigabytes of storage. Not too bad for the time, but considering that you need something with the power of a bigger laptop, this is not an option. 244 gigabytes of storage in this little thing. The keyboard is better, much clickier, looks better, works better. Windows XP. Takes a little bit of time to boot up. But I actually used this as one of my main computers. Because my actual main computers, well, there's two of them. One is this humongous iMac, which, yeah, you cannot even carry this thing with you. And then the other one is this Lenovo, which is flimsy and I feel like it's gonna break if I bring it with me. This, however, is pretty durable. It's not flimsy, built well, and it's tiny, so it's Windows startup sound. But this is pretty portable. Yeah, this confirms that it's mine. This wallpaper. So how usable is it today? Well, I've got it connected to my Wi-Fi. And we'll just go on the internet. And we'll have to wait a little bit. It's loading. Loading. And it's not going to work. You cannot go onto the internet with one of these anymore. So that kind of makes it obsolete just as an internet machine. But everyone's got a phone now. Just watch videos on your phone and do stuff on your phone. This, you could just do computer tasks with it. Like use flash drives, view photos and videos. And yes, this thing can do some video playback. And it actually works relatively well. Okay, it struggles a little bit from time to time. Okay, as soon as I'm filming a video, it just suddenly begins to not work properly. Okay, never mind. It's working. Never mind. At higher resolutions, this computer does not play videos very well. However, at lower resolutions, and some even low enough to be playable, but high enough to be watchable, work quite well. Can you put it in your pocket, though? Well, no, you can't. It's a laptop, still. Although the Sony Vaio P you could. This is not the Vaio P, this is a different model. But the Sony Vaio P was even smaller than this. It was about the size of a modern phone, and you could put it into your pocket quite easily. Now, for size comparison, let's compare this to some stuff that most people probably have. For example, an iPad. This is a regular full-sized iPad, not an iPad mini. This is about how big the size is. So essentially, it's the size of an iPad. The screen size, though, is a bit smaller. So, thanks for watching. Goodbye. I'll bring along a keyboard.